Coming up on AbiliTV, a world-first clinical trial aiming to unlock a new hope for spinal cord injury recovery.
If this is successful, we're going to give people's, their bodies back.
Get a behind-the-scenes look at Boxed Up Films, where inclusive storytelling takes centre stage.
To be able to hone your creative talents and passions into a craft like filmmaking.
We road tested one of the world's most accessible transport networks.
It's designed for an inclusive and accessible future, and I'm going to take it for a spin.
We meet Riley French, a 15-year-old rapper full of resilience and determination.
He was able to express himself through music because it's something that it just comes so naturally to him.
Plus, we're joined at the desk by the fabulous Olivia Hargroder.
I am so excited to be here, and welcome to AbiliTV.
Welcome to AbiliTV, the show that brings you stories of innovation, resilience, and achievements within the disability community. I'm Brandon.
I'm Fran, and I'm excited to welcome to the desk actor, dancer, and an all-round fabulous woman, Olivia Hargroder.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm just beyond excited to sit here with these two beautiful people.
Aw, thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
And if you're an AbiliTV regular, it's good to have you here with us again. And thanks so much for being part of our community. And if this is your first time watching AbiliTV, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with us.
We're kicking off this episode with an amazing story straight out of Griffith University, right here in Australia, where researchers are about to launch a pioneering clinical trial with the potential to change lives.
These scientists are testing a treatment that transplants cells from the noses of paralysed patients directly into the site of their spinal cord injuries.
It's a world-first trial, and if it's successful, it could be a major step forward in treating spinal cord injuries. Let's take a closer look at the science and the people involved in this groundbreaking research.
It's incredible what they're doing, and can't wait to see what happens.
That was like, the man landing on the moon moment. Wow.
It's really hard to find the words for it because it's exciting. It's very exciting.
I've been working in neuroscience since 1996, and I started off looking at how the nervous system develops and regenerates, and then focused on how we can apply that knowledge to repairing injuries of the nervous system, including spinal cord injury. We're excited by our results that we see in preclinical animal research, and now's the time to try in humans.
So I'm Jesse Moore from Tasmania. I'm 28 now, and then I was 21 when I had my accident, and it was a diving accident. When I heard about the clinical trials and where it's at now, we couldn't have packed up life in Tasmania quicker to be involved in any single way possible, because I think everyone should be very hopeful with what's about to happen.
So we've developed a cell transplantation therapy to repair spinal cord injury. The cell transplantation therapy uses specialised cells from the nose. These are called olfactory ensheathing cells. Olfactory means the sense of smell, and ensheathing cells, they ensheathe or wrap up the nerve cells, and they have a critical role in helping the nerve cells to navigate through an injury site and to find the right connections. Why the sense of smell? It's because when we breathe in air, we're breathing in odours that we can smell, and the nerve cells that detect odours are directly exposed to the air inside our nose. But then the air also has bacteria and viruses and toxic chemicals. We know that people with COVID can lose their sense of smell, but it regenerates. They're replaced by stem cells in here that produce new nerve cells that grow up and make connections in the brain. But it's the olfactory and sheathing cells that's critical to that regeneration process. They clean up and remove the dead cells that arise every day from those dying nerve cells. They secrete growth factors that help the nerve cells to regenerate, but then also they provide a physical surface over which the nerve cells can grow and guide them to their targets. Scientists before my time thought, if we take those cells and apply them to the spinal cord, maybe we could help those cells to clean up the injury site in the spinal cord, release those growth factors to stimulate the nerve cells to grow, and then to provide that physical surface to grow across. So one way I like to think about it is like when you have an accident on the motorway, debris is everywhere and the traffic's backed up. So the first thing you have to do is have your first responders coming in to clean up the injury site, remove the rubbish. Once that's done, then the cars can get through. It's like in the spinal cord. There's injury, there's dead cells, that has to be removed, and our olfactory and sheathing cells can do that. Like first responders, they can come in and clean it up. And then the nerve cells that are already there can grow across. Just like on the motorway, the cars are the nerve cells, but we've got to repair that road first before the cars can go through it.
If it happens and I'm not a part of the first round or the second and it works, you can be at peace knowing that it's not that far away. That gives such hope to people like myself and, like you said, the community of disability. We just need that next thing to look forward to be able to push on. To not go backwards would be the main goal. For me personally, if I would be more than happy for the rest of my life to just get my arm function back and hand function, for literally the simplest of things of scratch your nose or when a fly's sitting on it or something in a hot day, something down to as little as that. It's just mind-blowing what they've been able to achieve, the sizing of it, and they were able to implement that into a mouse, let alone a human that's on a 100-to-1 scale to that sort of thing. It's incredible what they're doing and can't wait to see what happens.
It's been a long road. I've worked in this field since 1996 and it was impossible to repair the spinal cord. If this is successful, we're going to give people's their bodies back and restore quality of life.
What an incredible story of hope and possibility.
If you'd like to know more about the trial, or you could even take part of it, all the details are on the screen right here.
And a huge thank you to the team at Griffith University for allowing us to visit your lab and film that groundbreaking story.
Still to come on AbiliTV, we take a ride on the vehicle that is being called the most accessible bus in the world.
But up next, we check out an organisation that uses filmmaking to raise the profile of people living with disabilities.
This is AbiliTV.
Hi, I'm Cameron from Melbourne and you're watching AbiliTV.
Thanks for tuning into AbiliTV, the only show that is shining a light on all abilities. Have you connected with us on social media yet? We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course TikTok. Just scan the QR code and you'll find all the links.
We're now going to take you behind the scenes with an organisation that's redefining what it means to be included in the world of filmmaking.
It's called Bus Stop Films, and one of our hosts, that is Olivia, has a special connection to them.
I have been lucky enough to be featured in a number of their films, which I have absolutely loved. They're on a mission to empower people with disabilities through accessible film education and hands-on experience. From script writing to shooting on set, Bus Stop Films offers students an inclusive space to learn every part of the filmmaking process and to tell their own stories.
Bus Stop Films uses filmmaking to elevate the lives of people living with disability. We run an annual program where our participants learn the art of filmmaking with their directors, and what they'll end up doing is actually writing and creating a film with their director.
Hi, I'm Brianna Swan and I'm a program ambassador at Bus Stop Films.
Hi, I'm Olivia Hargrader. I am an actor, dancer, public speaker, social activist, and the voice for people with Down syndrome and all abilities.
My role is to advocate for inclusivity in the film industry and representation.
People with all abilities should get the same attention.
It's just a really rewarding experience for our participants.
The one thing that we always love to learn at Bus Stop is that we learn everything to do with behind the camera and also in front of the camera too. My dream job now is to become a full-time or part-time filmmaker in the film industry.
And we work with some of Australia's best production crews, and so they might be working on a Marvel feature film one day and then they're working on a Bus Stop Films production the next day. I think the beauty of Bus Stop Films is that we have found that creativity brings out the best in people living with disability. To be able to hone your creative talents and passions into a craft like filmmaking.
Not see disabled people as this token thing that's just hopping in the industry because it's trendy, because we've always been here and we're always going to be here.
We're just people. We're just people like you.
What we have found is that we can see that confidence and what we call capacity building into other aspects of our participants' lives. We've seen that creativity, those friendships and relationships at Bus Stop Films really brings out the best in people, and not just in our participants, but in society in general.
In the industry, Bus Stop works really hard to get everyone, where they're going. What we need is more outsiders to support that, definitely. Yes, give us a go.
It's great to see them paving the way for inclusive storytelling.
And their creativity doesn't stop there. This December, they're holding a national showcase where their films will be screened all across Australia.
It is an incredible opportunity to see those unique stories come to life on the big screen. Be sure to check the details on your screen to find a showcase near you.
Alright, here's a question for you. How accessible is your city? Because we're on a mission to find out.
In our new Accessible Cities series, we are lifting the lid on accessibility around the globe, one city at a time.
And where better to start than in Brisbane, the host city of the 2032 Paralympics.
Brisbane City Council has just launched a brand new metro system designed with accessibility at its core.
They're calling it one of the most accessible public transport systems ever built.
AbiliTV's Brianna Metcalf takes a closer look at what makes the metro so unique and how Brisbane is leading the way for accessible cities everywhere.
It's not a train, it's not a tram, and it's not your average bus. The Brisbane Metro is a new breed of public transport, and it's right here behind me. It's designed for an inclusive and accessible future, and I'm going to take it for a spin. The Brisbane Metro is a new electric, high-capacity public transport system designed to make travel around Brisbane faster and more accessible.
We took a bus that was operating in small cities in France and Switzerland, brought it over to Australia, upgraded it to be the most accessible bus in the world, to try and build out capacity on our bus network to cater for the growth that is occurring in Brisbane and to deliver transport for the 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Councillor Ryan Murphy, he's Brisbane City Council's Transport Chair, and he says this vehicle is the most accessible form of public transport in the world.
We know that people with disabilities will often avoid using public transport because they don't experience it in the way that the rest of us do, and they find it challenging to move around our network. We think a network that isn't for everyone is not a great network, and we've set about changing it.
The assisted boarding feature, it's pretty impressive. The Metro lowers itself towards the ground and automatically deploys a ramp, making it easy for passengers with mobility devices, such as myself, to board independently.
We've got 3 mobility bays to choose from, and this is class leading for a bus. In most buses, there's 1, but in the Metro, there's 3. These seats will flip up, and then the mobility device or wheelchair will go in there, and the passenger will be quite safe and secure. There's also anti-slip coating and high visibility paint on the floor so people know where to go.
Caution, wheelchair ramp is moving.
There's lots of space to move around in my wheelchair, the floor feels really grippy, and it's a smooth ride. The Metro goes further with features that support those with hearing or visual impairments. There are next stop audio announcements,
now approaching veranda,
hearing loops, dynamic route displays, and USB ports, all placed strategically to be visible from mobility bays.
Everything from the colours that we've used in the seats to the colours of the handrails has been considered for people with vision impairment to be a high contrast and really easily accessible. It shows our commitment to make sure that public transport in Brisbane is the most accessible anywhere in the country.
The new Metro system doesn't just meet the standards, it exceeds them, making it possible for people with all abilities to travel confidently and as independently as possible.
Great work, Brianna, and thanks for taking the Metro for a test drive.
Up next, the teenager who's turning heads with his passion for music and technology.
His producer name is Radical Riley, which is usually followed by some air horns. Radical Riley on the beats, bow, 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 bow.
This is AbiliTV.
Up next, he's been captivating audiences with his talent for both music and technology. His tracks are as impressive as his passion is inspiring.
Who is it? Of course! We're talking about the talented young rapper, Riley French, who is just 16 years old.
He's going to perform in the studio in just a moment. But first, here's Riley's story.
That's Riley when he's a little baby.
That's me, right over there. What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Will Wallace in the building, here with my mom.
Paula. I'm Paula, Riley's mum. Well, Riley's a triplet. He's the youngest triplet, and he was about 2 years old when he got diagnosed with autism.
Common thing that we talk about here is music being the universal language. So although people may have barriers when it comes to language and conversation, I feel like everybody kind of has that primal thing inside them where they can communicate through music.
This one goes out to all the haters who hate Dipsy. Let's go.
And you kind of don't need to put it into words, but for Riley particularly, he was able to express himself through music because it's something that it just comes so naturally to him.
He's a delight. I have to say, I feel like I won the lottery as far as kids go. He's been a challenge too, learning how to do things a little bit
Better?
Better. I asked him if he'd like to do some music maybe, because I sort of saw Dan's thing for music care. So what do you want to do in the next year?
Of course, make more music.
His producer name is Radical Riley, which is usually followed by some air horns. Radical Riley on the beats. Bow, 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 bow.
Yeah.
But what do you want to be when you leave school? Because you leave school next year.
Be a rapper, of course.
What else? What else do you want to do with your music?
Music production.
So he wants to produce music.
Super focused and motivated to work on his music. He would come in every day with a new concept, and all of these songs he'd work out in his head.
He wants to go into independent living. I think if we sort of live close but far enough, it'll be good for both of us. We'll see how we go. You know, he's travelling the world with his rapping.
And his progression, his confidence levels, his independence and overall ability, skills in music production and songwriting and performing as well is just like...
Teletubbies love each other very much. Big hug!
Hat.
Hat. Hat. Hat. Let's go!
The story really shows resilience and determination.
And now, we're lucky enough to have Riley in the studio.
Performing his original track, Dipsy Rap. Please welcome Little Riley.
4, 3, 2, 1, hit! Yo, oh you know, that Dip is my best friend. This one goes out to all the haters who really hate Dipsy. Yo, ready? Let's go! Dipsy is my best friend, the mess with my best friend. Dipsy is my best friend, the mess with my best friend. All of you know that Dipsy is my best friend. He is my favorite talent zombie of the whole show. He's great, he's handsome, he's rich and famous, and all I like to play with you. Some people think that Dipsy's face is whack. Is that true? No, it's not. He sometimes refuses to go with the other Teletubbies, Tinky, Winky, Lala, and Poe. He wears a black and white hat that is a cow pattern, and usually walks around with it. And when he walks around with it, he always sings this very special song. Hat, 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 hat. Let's go! Dipsy is my best friend, the man with my best friend. Dipsy is my best friend, the man with my best friend.
Great track, Riley, and thank you for coming on to AbiliTV.
And thank you, Olivia. And thank you, Olivia, for being our guest host.
Thank you so much for having me in today. I had so much fun.
Yeah, me too. Dude, that unfortunately brings us to the end of this episode of AbiliTV. But if you have a story to share, reach out to us. And don't forget to like, comment, and share our show. Spread the word and inspire someone today.
And remember, we all have the ability to inspire and make a difference.
See you next time.
AbiliTV is produced by Trending Media Australia in partnership with ROPE. ROPE is a disability service organisation providing opportunities to people living with intellectual disabilities to learn media skills by participating in the creation of AbiliTV, including hosting and the show's production. If you'd like to be involved or become a sponsor of AbiliTV, we'd love to hear from you. Just go to abilitv.com.au.